We're going.
We're going to this refugee school for children. They educate mostly Sudanese children, but also Eritrean, Ethiopian children from, I guess, kindergarten age up until about 20 or 21. The program is taught in English, and there's remedial English, as well as different other levels that come up to adult English. They have classes on science, math, general studies that cover all different subjects and angles. And then they have 5 teenage classes that deal with English, also social issues, developmental issues, and I do education consultancy, deal with classroom dynamics between the children and the teachers, behavior techniques, or behavior modification, all the ways of, and teaching teachers how to do lesson plans, curriculum implementation, monitoring, evaluation of student progress, things like this. And so that's where we're going right now. It's my daytime job.
And where are we?
Well, we're going to an area called Isaf, or Isaf, which is near the Italian consulate, and it's downtown Cairo. Yeah.
Okay, and what do you do here? What's your full-time job? What brings you to Cairo?
I came here to be a legal advisor on international protection of refugees. I work for an NGO called AMIRA, which stands for Africa Middle East Refugee Assistance.
Okay, why does Cairo have so many refugees? What makes it? Is it the geography?
It's because, one thing, Egypt is one of the original signers of the 1951 Refugee Convention, actually likely helped draft it. And so Egypt became an immediate transit state after the Refugee Convention. So, but at one time, most refugees who came to Egypt only was here for a little while, and then they were resettled to another country. Now, since the OAU has been part of Egyptian law, which is the Organization for African Unity Treaty on Refugees, it has opened Egypt up to different kinds of refugees that the West doesn't necessarily recognize. The OAU Convention recognized refugees for public disasters, natural disasters, widespread violence, occupation, foreign occupation, whereas the 1951 Convention doesn't cover those kind of things. And so, meaning that most refugees here in Egypt, first of all, it widens the number of refugees that come to Egypt, and also that number of refugees are not recognized by the West as refugees under the 1951 Convention.
How many refugees are there in Cairo and Egypt broadly? That's
a number that no one tries to quote. As far, I don't know.
Tell me where they would come from, the full range of refugees that you would have here.
The greatest number of refugees come from Sudan here. But at the same time, there's many Sudanese migrants here. But I've never met any. Well, I take it back. I do know some Sudanese immigrants here who are just students. But by far, they're the ones that I know are refugees. It's kind of hard to always know who's a refugee. There's probably 2 million Sudanese refugees, 2 million Sudanese here in Egypt, but all of them would not be refugees, or wouldn't consider themselves refugees. They could be just here under the Four Freedoms Treaty between Egypt and Sudan that allows free movement, sort of like the EU. But on this side of the border, the Free Four Freedoms Agreement does not work as well, because the Sudanese it's hard for them to get work visas, education, things like this, where the treaty is supposed to guarantee. It doesn't always work.
And this school we're going to, it's where some of the youth would be educated?
Yes, but it's a private school. It's not a public education So these kids probably had an impossible time trying to get into public school here in Egypt.
So do they pay to go there, or it's like a welfare sort of situation?
It's a welfare situation. Yes. Hannah. Yes, of course. Yes, I'm here.
What's your name? And Deborah, where are we, and what do you do?
We are in Cairo. We're stuck in the middle of some crowd somewhere, I don't know where. I work here as a legal advisor at Amira, which is an organisation which works with refugees.
Okay. Deborah, you know that I'm filming this, and I have your permission to screen the good bits of it?
Yep, only the good bits.
Only the ones that make you look nice, right? Okay, so tell me a little bit more about your job. I'd like to know the parts I can be told about.
Well, actually I haven't done it for about 4 months, but I'm trying to remember. A lot of it, the first time is you're meeting with clients who are refugees who come from the continent of Africa, mainly Ethiopia, Sudan, Eritrea, Somalia, and some other countries as well. We have in Bangladesh and they come and they're refugees fleeing because their lives are in danger. There they are. So we'll interview the clients first, find out their story, find out what needs they have. Generally they come to us because we'll give them legal advice and help them with their refugee status determination process before the UNHCR here, which is complicated and it's difficult for them to understand, so it helps that we already know the process, and we also have people trained in public international law.
Can you tell me, the people that you deal with, most of them have come from conflict areas, is that right?
The majority of them, yeah, or they've come from countries where there are quite oppressive regimes or certain groups are oppressed.
I'm a little bit interested to know, like, really what makes a refugee. Like, how does someone, like, under what conditions does someone decide to leave their country and seek refugee status?
It depends what definition you use of a refugee. It's a very legalistic definition which requires you to flee on the grounds of persecution based on 5 different things, which could be religion, race, membership of a social group. What are the other ones? I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Help me out, guys. I haven't done this for 4 months. No, that's very